Hi, everybody. So, for those following along at home, the stream suddenly cut out while we were talking about G-Quux because, for some reason, power went out 4 times. We had a power shut everything off, and then 3 more fluctuations. Internet was dead. Everything was going crazy. I got a dust storm warning. I got a rainstorm warning, and I was like, okay. And then I spent the last however long rebooting, restarting, and we're back. So what we're gonna
Not
do?
enough, not enough Kira.
Not enough Kira. Maybe too much Kira. Maybe that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Um, so if you are catching this part of the stream on the VOD or something, we're just gonna jump into the news. Anything we talked about, the show and movie reviews and the intro, that's all in the other one. Still, it's gonna stay up, no problems. But we are at the point of like we're gonna just move on to the news. Long story short, we like G-Quux. Go watch it. I had some
Sorry,
comment about
Char
like I just
Sorry
I
Bolt's the
will.
goat. I was the last thing I was saying, but it's Sorry Bolt's the goat. They turned Glup Shield character to like one of my favorite Gundam characters
he's great.
now.
I really like him, and my last thing I was gonna say about it is I just whatever the next Gundam show is, I'm excited to see what they do. I don't want them to follow in the footsteps of G-Quux and be like, we're going to do the alternate Zeta. Like I don't want us to go down that path. I saw how that happened to Doctor Who. But I liked what they did. So needed more episodes though, right? We all agree with that. Cool.
How you feel about Haro being shrink wrap?
They abused that poor Haru in this series. I gotta tell you, it's never.
Okay, that's what makes him. That's what makes him the Jack Taro in Gundam-san.
Yes, there actually makes sense now. Because that's also a timeline where Char lives and Lala beats the crap out of him on a daily basis. All right, news time. Blu-ray news. Blu-rays. There we are. Let me make sure the chat actually shows up here. There we go. Oh, the chat box is all misaligned. There we go. All right. So, Arrow Video has announced their September releases, which includes Proof of the Man, which is what is this? I didn't actually read this description earlier. I'm now making it up on the fly. It looks like a detective story. Yeah, gripping crime drama featuring a all-star cast, and there's going to be a new video introduction and a commentary with critics and film scholars. Cool. All right, Lost in Space is getting a 4K Blu-ray. Yes,
Okay.
Yes, the 1998 movie, not the original TV series that already has a Blu-ray. But this is the actual like 90s movie update of Lost in Space, which has a ton of bonus features on it, which is actually pretty wild. So that's pretty cool. Creepshow 2 is getting a 4K Blu-ray, which follows from Creepshow 1. And we got Hellbender, which is the 6th feature from the Addams Family, which is not 2D's, single D filmmaking group. The Good, the Bad, and the Weird 4K Blu-ray, which is I like the title. I got The Woods, and we got Deadstream and American Gigolo on 4K. This Proof of the Man one has a booklet, which is nice. And this Lost in Space one has much better artwork than it deserves. I did enjoy that movie, I think, as a kid, and then I watched the original show because my mom was like, and this is why I didn't like this movie. And she showed me the original show. I was like, oh, I get it now. Arrow Video being awesome yet again. So there we are. All right, back on to comic news. Yes, we are back live. And we're going to go through this. We're going to go through this quicker than we would have because I just want to make sure we kind of get it all in. So there's been questions of what will happen with Skybound's Transformers after issues 24 because Daniel Warren Johnson, who's been writing the series since the beginning, had said he was only going to do 24 issues. That was his planned arc, and so we were like, okay, who's taking over after that? And it will be Robert Kirkman, but more importantly, Dan Mora's doing the artwork.
I never knew I wanted Dan Moore to draw Transformers, but now I want it.
I'm so happy.
I'm really glad they picked someone that's already writing the Energon universe because they already know.
Also,
Like,
yeah,
Kirby
Kirkman created the Energon universe, so it makes some sense too for him to kind of just
Mhm.
jump, because he's been doing Void Rivals, and so now he's jumping over to Transformers. Dan Mora did say he's doing this. I don't remember if he said an arc, but I don't know how long that means. I don't know if that's 6 or 12 issues. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, yeah. I mean that really. I mean, look, Kirby was the one that made me like care about Scuzoid. So like,
yeah.
I think it's a good pick. A good pick.
Dr.
I
Grid
love.
said, "Dan, what isn't Dan Mora doing at this point?" Yeah, he's been doing a lot. He said next year he's only going to be doing one title. And I think it's not Transformers. It's like he's going to do Transformers for an arc, and he's going to do like his arcs with Superman and Justice League Unlimited and stuff. And then I think he said he's going to take a break next year and like only have one ongoing comic.
That's good, because
yeah.
man, that Wars are good, but like my guy has seen so much.
You know what's
It's
insane
Kirby.
about this man too?
But
He draws most of his artwork with a mouse. There was a thing where he was doing artwork for the Power Rangers board game, and they did like a behind the scenes thing of like how he did his artwork, and he was like hand drawing with a mouse, like his
my God,
Power Rangers art.
my respect for Damor was already high. It's even because I can't draw with a mouse. I need a pen.
Yeah. And like he still draws by hand, of course. Like he, if you go to a convention and get a commission from him, like he'll draw by hand there. But like, yeah, he does a lot of his artwork by mouse, apparently.
Is Kirby still writing Void Rivals still?
Yes, as far as I know, he's
Okay,
not leaving it. So
that's good. I mean, like, look,
we are
if Josh
changing
is
artists
writing,
on Void Rivals, I think, next issue.
oh,
But yeah.
I didn't know that. But I mean, like, if Josh Wood could do like 10 billion books, and that's Robert Kirby can also do it, I guess.
Yeah, and I think the only other thing Kirkman's doing right now is Battle Beast and re-releasing Walking Dead for the 80th time. So pretty cool stuff. All right, speaking of Skybound and Image, they're expanding the Invincible Compendium line to now include Astounding Wolfman and Tech Jacket. So these are two characters that had their own books but are in the universe of Invincible.
Yes, I don't think they're in the TV show.
Astounding Wolfman isn't, Tech Jacket is.
Okay, I need to catch up on the Invincible anime.
From what I understand, Tech Jacket appeared in Invincible first, then got his own comic. Wolfman had his own comic, then appeared in Invincible, but didn't show up in the show because even though Kirkman owns Wolfman, it's a different license for Prime Video.
Okay.
Yeah. I've also heard Astounding Wolfman's not good, but then I've also heard people love it. So I have no idea the quality. I'm going to buy it and read it and find out myself.
It's a Wolfman.
I thought about reading it for a while, but then I was like, can they just do a complete collection? And basically that's what this is, because the Astounding Wolfman Compendium is going to contain all 25 issues plus Invincible 57, the crossover issue. And then Tech Jacket's going to come with Tech Jacket 1 to 8, the digital miniseries, and the 2013 run. So these are not going to be like huge, thick compendiums. They're going to be like slimmer ones, like the Invincible Universe one that had Adam Eve on the cover. But I like that the trade dress is the same. Like they look like they all go together, which is really great. And the Spawn compendiums have been expanding, because I didn't realize they're doing a Sam and Twitch compendium for all like the Sam and Twitch spinoffs. So
the offshow, cool. Sam and Max.
Oh, Wolfman did appear in the Invincible War episode. I missed him. I didn't notice he was there. That makes sense though. He could be in it.
Sam and Twitch, the Ultra Universe version of Sam and Max.
Yes. Were Sam and Max also cops that were sometimes helpful?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, totally.
Parallel universes.
Human versions. And speaking of comics, Dark Horse is going to be bringing over the Cyberpunk Edge Runners Madness manga. This is a spinoff of the Cyberpunk Edge Runners series.
Man, I got to Cyberpunk really a good time then.
Yeah, definitely. Is this a
prequel?
This is a prequel, and I believe Rebecca's the main character.
Yeah, because is that Kiwi? Because that looks like Kiwi next to Rebecca there. At least without the mask.
That was like before she got more implants, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over cyberware. Dr. Grid, when's Brit getting his compendium? That's a good question, because we did get the Guardian the Globe series in the Invincible Universe one, but maybe Brit is on the docket for that. But yeah, this is great, and the first volume I think comes out. I think I just read it. I think it comes out in November, something like that.
Yes.
It's written by Barjos Cybor, who wrote for the series, so it's all
that's nice.
tied in and stuff. it's really fun, like, looking at the people that write on Cyberpunk material, because, like, people that wrote for the game wrote for the show, people that wrote for the show work on the manga, people that wrote for the games also work on the comics, and then, like, they put out, like, a novel recently that I haven't read. It's sitting in my pile of novels I haven't read, because every good book reader has a backlog. I have my eyes have been messed up the last, like, couple weeks, and so it's been really hard for me to, like, read stuff. And so, like, reading comics I can still do as long as I'm not reading them digitally, but, like, reading a novel, like, bugging my eyes out because of the print size. So I haven't done anything with that yet.
I'm staring at my manga shelf with half of it I haven't read yet.
The only thing on my manga shelf I haven't read at this point is my Dragon Ball Vizbigs that I stopped buying because I fell behind because I was trying to. I finally caught up on the Super manga. It happened live on Jerry's stream last week. I was skimming the superhero section.
I mean, don't get me started on comics. That's
yes. I got way more comics. So the only manga I got to read is Dragon Ball, and then Undead Unluck, which is sitting behind me.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting.
Now that I'm done with Super, I'll start cycling it in. If I can ever break away from reading the Spectre Omnibus, I'm almost done with it, and I've had it for like a week. I'm loving my Silver Age Spectre. The funny part too when it comes to reading is I'm waiting to get the last volume of the Kukuru's Doan's Island Origin MSD manga. And then I can just read the entire thing, because it actually came out on a regular schedule, and like the Char's Counterattack, Beltorchika's Children one, that I still can't find a copy of Volume 3, and Volume 4 just got pushed back 7 months.
Speaking of, are you gonna do, like, back to Gundam, any plans on a watch guide or a viewing guide for Gundam?
Viewing guide for Gundam will happen when Hathaway 2 happens, and we have news on that. So let's get to the entertainment news. Yay! The Spider-Man Tobey Maguire trilogy is returning to theaters this fall, because Sony always looks at Hollywood's schedule and is like, why'd you leave 2 months completely open? Let's re-release Spider-Man. Happens more often than you think. But the big deal is that Spider-Man 2.1, the extended cut that I prefer to the theatrical for that movie, is getting its first 4K transfer for this theatrical release. No word on a home video release yet, but that is actually a good sign that might happen.
Is the Raimi trilogy on 4K yet or not yet?
It is. The 4K set was the 3 movies, and then they included Blu-rays of 2.1 and the editor's cut of 3.
I still yet to see the editor's cut of 3.
It's great, but it's only on like this one Blu-ray set, and I think it's out of print.
Yeah, I think that's why. Yeah.
Yeah. So
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they re-release all these cuts in 4K and such like that.
I would like that, because it's like 2.1 is just like 5 minutes longer, but it's like I just adds. There's a couple. It's all character scenes.
It has the Jameson spacesuit scene. It's worth it alone for that scene alone.
Exactly. Yeah. So T-Papa's fan dub. So I remember seeing the whole trilogy released in theaters. I did too. Has your old username Oshawott 501. Yeah, YouTube switched to this system now, which I don't like. Like, I'd rather have everybody's screen names, but YouTube's like, no, let's just show everybody's names. And I'm like,
yeah. You know, it's funny as a kid, because the DVD I have Spider-Man 2 was the 2.1 one, and I never understood why it was called 2.1, because I never saw the original Spider-Man 2. I just, as a kid, because I never went to the theaters, so I just my only original Spider-Man 2 is always 2.1. So like on streaming, it's usually just the original theatrical cut. So it's so weird to watch the theatrical cut. Going like, wait, where's that scene? Mm-hmm. It's like this. It feels so weird.
You know what's another weird one is there's an X-Men 1.5 that doesn't add anything to the movie. It just adds bonus features. And 2000s movie releases.
Or they just like add in like deleted scenes back in.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was, but X-Men 1.5 is literally just we added a second bonus features disc.
It's like if they made X-Men The Last Stand 2.2 and they add just the cutscenes from the X-Men 3 tie-in game.
That'd be really funny. Actually, wouldn't be dead. I would actually be down for that. All right, so in the world of James Bond, we've been wondering what's going to happen in the next James Bond movie, and they've got a director, Denis Villeneuve, the man that made Dune appealing to the general audience. So I think we're in good move. we're in good hands. I think we're good to go. Like I'm like, okay, cool. That takes a little bit of worry off. I'm still like kind of worried about like Amazon in general, but the producers they have on it, Denis Villeneuve directing, I'm like, okay, Now, casting. This is make it or break it. Is who they get to be Bond.
David Tennant. James
Please
Bond.
no. The only Doctor Who I would accept as James Bond would be Ncuti Gatwa, just for the irony.
Billy Piper as James Bond.
You know, what'd be really funny is if it's like you just hire only Doctor Who actors as all the supporting cast, and then James Bond is like an unknown actor, and then that Bond then becomes the 17th Doctor.
Yes.
Anyways, to get my head out of the British stuff, is there anybody I would want to play this character? I have no idea. I want somebody I've never heard of before.
It's like my theory of the reason why 12 looks like Pierre Capaldi, because the Doctors remembers that one guy back
Actually,
in
that's
Pomni.
canon. That was the thing. I forgot about this. There was a scene where he was he was having a conversation with Clara, and she's like, "Didn't you ever just like save somebody because you felt it was the right thing to do?" And he had like a little flashback to the guy in Pompeii. And he was like, "Oh, that's why I have this face." Like, they actually did call Stephen Moffat. People give him crap, but like, I really like Stephen Moffat's Doctor Who writing.
I do question why one of those people that was terrorizing also looked like one of my companions. So
yeah. But no, I think we're shaping up to a pretty good lineup for Bond. I think it's just the casting is the only thing I'm worried about. I don't want no Aaron Taylor Johnson. I don't want no Jacob Elordi or Tom Holland or whatever. Like, no, none of them needs
Chris Pratt.
No. I really just I would like them to find somebody that we don't know that well, right? And then roll with it.
I remember my time stomping on Charles.
No, like every time like they're like, we need a British person. Tom Holland. I'm like, no.
It's like Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Idris Elba,
like with Superman.
Yeah, exactly. With Idris Elba, I would have liked him as Bond like 6 years ago. I think at this point,
before he got big.
Yeah, and also I think also just in general, it's like, you know, with Bond, one of the reasons why like Bond has worked in the past is because like there was known actors, but like they weren't as well known. You know, like Roger Moore was mostly a TV guy before he did Bond. You know, Connery made his career off of Bond. George Lazenby is only remembered for Bond. Pierce Brosnan, you know, jumped from TV to Bond, like that kind of thing. And so I think that like that's kind of the thing is I'd like to see somebody that has already maybe has an established acting background, but isn't super well known. So that way we see James Bond and not famous person. Like I think Tom Holland's too well known, right? Like a lot of these actors are like they're too well known, so it's like all you see is that person, not the character. Because I think Bond as a character is so strong, you want Bond to be the selling point, not the person. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But Denis Villeneuve being involved, it makes me happy.
They go, screw it. We're casting a dog as James Bond.
We're just be like, they'll just you know what, it'd be funny. It'd be even funnier is if what's her name? Naomi Watts, who played Moneypenny in the Daniel Craig movies. She's Bond now. They're just like, well, Doctor Who can do it. Why not us? Yeah. All right. Fantastic Four First Steps had its final trailer.
I actually didn't watch this one because I didn't want to spoil myself in the movies. Like, I was watching the movie already. I didn't need to watch this.
It's really funny how all three of these movies tell you the exact same thing about the movie. It's going with the Thunderbolts approach of we're just going to show you the same thing from multiple angles.
Okay, that's good. All right, that's good then.
Yeah, and it worked out for Thunderbolts. I thought this looked good. It's real funny how there is no stretching from Reed in most of these scenes in these movies. We barely see him stretch. It's like he stretches just to jump, it seems, and no other reason.
But the final scene of Reed is just him going gum gum.
I mean, hopefully. The big thing people are making a deal out of is Thing has a beard like he did in the Hickman run. So
I love that.
That's pretty fun. And also, Johnny keeps antagonizing Ben the whole time. He's like trying to get him to say it's clobbering time.
Good. So they already got the Ben and Johnny dynamic down.
Oh, and they stopped hiding Franklin. They're like, yep, here's this baby. I was like, cool.
Look, the merch spoiled it already.
Yep. The best part, though, is they have completely hidden Galactus. We've only seen silhouettes. We've only seen, like...
And Lego.
And Lego. But what they have not done is they've not shown Galactus on camera talking. None of that. We
Whoops,
haven't heard his voice. We haven't seen his face yet. It's pretty great.
Next day, leaked toy of talking Galactus
Yeah.
toy for Hasbro.
We find out the popcorn bucket also talks.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for this. It's coming out just under a month. We're close. It's gonna be fun this summer.
Yeah, it's late summer. I keep thinking it's early.
Yeah, July 25th. Superman's out July 11th. This is 2 weeks later. We'll see how all that works out. We'll see how it goes. Jurassic World's this week. It's in a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy month. Also, Smurfs is coming out, if anyone cares. I don't.
God, you had the marathon. You need to do that video. I watched like all movies in July.
I'm tempted to go see a movie like on the 18th. It's just not Smurfs. Just go see what else is there. All right.
Do you have one of those like passes where it's like, oh, pay this much to
I don't,
get
because the
unlimited
Regal
movie?
one is such a poor value.
Really?
It's like $20 a month and you get unlimited access, but only one movie a week. And if you want anything that's not standard, you have to upgrade with a fee. And I'm like, hey, it's not like I wish I had AMC, because AMC A-list seems amazing. Anyways, in further evidence that hell froze over this year, Hathaway Part 2 has a trailer and a premiere date.
Finally.
So now I'm back in Gundam. So can you explain?
It's only been 4.5 years.
Legit, I've been wondering.
Yeah.
I thought it only taken 2.
Yeah, so now I'm going back into Gundam. So can you explain the whole? Because Halfway was meant to, from what I understand, it was meant to be a trilogy, right?
It is. Yeah, it still is. It was originally a novel series, and people have wanted it adapted for years, but then it was said, like, you can't adapt this novel. It's too hard to do because of, like, the complications involved with, like, locations and the way the mecha work and all this other stuff.
Wait, really? It's animation.
Yeah, it's animation, but they were like, we can't figure out how to animate it. Like, Sunrise at one point said, we can't figure out how to animate this story.
What, the Gundam horses?
No, it's just because the mobile suits were so complicated. Because, like, for example, like, the Penelope Gundam is, like, a full-on giant-ass Gundam, and then it has a big-ass rig that goes on top of it that makes it into a dragon.
Is that the Dorito-looking one? Is that the Dorito-looking one? No, that's the main one, right? Where
the main one's got the Dorito triangles. But, so there's been a lot of things that's, like, led it down this path. So they've done it as movies, and now that they have CG to do the mecha, that's how they're able to do it, because hand-drawing it would have been impossible.
Isn't that the same reason why Crossbones can't be animated?
No, they just don't want to.
Because Halfway is post Unicorn, right?
Yes,
that's the timeline.
It's
right?
like
it's post Unicorn by like
something
10 years, I think.
Yeah, it's UC what 106 or something like that.
Something like that. I have it on my notes, but I'm not opening my notes app right now. I'm not tempting fate. So yeah, and as Hellfire said, there was 3 novels. So this is like, we're doing 1 novel per movie. Jeremy Carr said UC 109.
109. There you go.
So you're getting the yellow filter back.
It's still before F91 and all that.
I'm just gonna hold up Mr. Terrific ship. Look, it did the same thing. All right, so we got a trailer, and a lot of people were talking about the animation in the trailer as it looking unfinished. Well, first of all, the movie's not coming out till winter 2026, so it's going to be like January to March, something like that. The other thing is that, like, I saw this great tweet where someone said, yeah, the animation looks unfinished. They're tired of hearing about you guys bitch about it, and they're like, here, damn, just take the movie as is. And
my favorite,
like Persona 4 revival.
Yeah,
my favorite post is like it was like Kira from Sea Freedom, Machu from G-Clux, the main character this, and I forget who was the fourth one, but it's like these all, and it's like supposedly this is all Gundam because they all have 4 different art styles.
No, legit. And the thing is too is that the funniest part I think about this is they released no stills, no poster, no teaser. They're just like, here, damn, your 30-second teaser, like it's coming out. God, stop bugging us. Blade Runner said the
for revival.
backgrounds look like photos of a hotel. They probably were, because one of the reasons it got delayed is because for the first movie they went location scouting so they could get their locations to look realistic. That's why they drew that Jollibee with incredible detail.
Like, that's what I heard about. That's one of the things I heard about the halfway movie to Jollibee.
And so I think they did the same thing. So I wonder if the backgrounds are like they'll look better in the movie. They just dropped the images they took in.
The Jollibee in halfway is like the Pizza Hut and Kogias, right?
It's funny because the Pizza Hut was an actual sponsorship. The Jollibee was they wanted to represent the Philippines.
I kind of love that.
So the cool part with getting the teaser finally is that it's happening. And the other fun part is like it looks a little unfinished, but also the first Hathaway teaser also was like just him on a beach and then a shot of the Penelope. So like the fact that this is at least shots of stuff means we're upgrading in the teaser, and we're still at minimum 6 months away. At minimum.
Is Machu and Neon nearby on that beach?
They might as well be at this point. They just like look over and they're like, "Who's that sad boy?"
Suji?
Yeah. The other cool part too is that it does confirm Sawano's back for music, because there's a new piece in this teaser that wasn't in the original movie's soundtrack. Because I was like, is this an existing piece? And I went and listened to the entire first movie soundtrack, and I was like, nope, this is
all right. It's time for me. Let's play a little mini game where we go. How much I know the UC timeline from, and you two could correct me.
Oh, boy.
All right, so it goes Gundam the Origin. That's the first, right? Because that's like prequel to.
Legally speaking, yes.
Yeah. Then it's Mobile Suit Gundam, the original series, plus Dolan's Island in the middle because it's the remake and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then also, and by technicality, G-Clux is a parallel to that.
Yep.
Then it's Thunderbolts during that, right?
Thunderbolt December Skies during the 1 Year War.
Yeah, that's what I remember. And then after that is Zeta, right? Or is
you also have, you have 0080 War in the Pocket, which also takes place.
War in the Pocket.
The end of the war, and then you also have 8th MS Team, which takes place during the end of the war. Then you have 0083 Stardust Memory, which is like a prequel for Zeta.
My favorite one.
And then you have Zeta.
And there's also Blue Destiny, if you want to talk about that.
Oh, and Bandit Flower for Thunderbolt takes place before Stardust Memory.
Yes, so there's one. Record of Vengeance.
Le Col du Ciel, if you ever heard of that.
Yes, so other stuff. Yeah, so we have what? So during 1 Year War. During 1 Year War, like during or like near the end, is War in the Pocket. So it's War in the Pocket, Record of Vengeance, Thunderbolt, MS was it? MS
Team, Igloo.
Igloo
2, right?
That's the CG one, right?
Yes.
Yep.
The Requiem of Vengeance prequel, Igloo.
And I think that's it, unless I'm missing.
I think that's all the animated 1 Year War stuff.
Yeah. And then after that is Zeta.
Yep.
And then there's also and then Double Zeta, and also the Alter Universe. Zeta. What's the compilation?
We ignore Zeta New Translation in this house. I do not respect
it. It's a different ending. That
new timeline. New timeline. Okay, so after Double Zeta is Unicorn.
Char's
That's right. Oh yeah, Char's
Counterattack.
Right. Then then Unicorn, right? There's nothing in between Char's Counterattack and
then Unicorn. Then Narrative.
I was gonna say, is Narrative after Unicorn?
Yeah, it's the Unicorn epilogue, basically.
Yeah.
And then Twilight X's question mark?
Yes.
Okay. Dan Hathaway. And then Crossbone's like the distant future, right?
Well,
and there's F91.
Then you have F90, F91, then Crossbone, then Victory,
then Victory,
then G.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting. I was gonna ask, like, I keep forgetting if I didn't know, like, if Victory or X was in UC, because I remember, and I think because those are like the other main Gundam shows, but I couldn't remember if one of them was UC or one that was alternate AU.
Yeah, Victory was just late UC after Crossbone.
Turn A is separate, right? That's not UC.
Turn
A
is Turn A exists in an alternate universe where every Gundam show that came out prior
everything happened. Yeah.
In the same universe.
Say that again. Say that again. You're both talking over each other.
Turn A.
Go ahead, Soundout.
Turn A exists in an alternate timeline where every prior Gundam work took place in the same timeline.
Wait, every?
So that includes all. Yes,
including G Gundam.
G, Wing, and X all take place prior. Like, everything.
I didn't know about that. I thought it was just another AU. Okay.
That's why Gingam or however you pronounce his name does the shining finger.
Yes.
Man, okay. I didn't know about that.
And
Okay.
also, Gundam Reconquista in G is in the Reageld Century, which takes place after the Universal Century was dissolved and a new timeline, a new era was started. So that's technically an UC sequel.
Wait, Reku, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Jun
Tomino's
Reco,
last Gundam work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I know Tommy was involved in that one.
The
but I
one
didn't
with the
know it was
Eureka
also connected.
7 designs, because
Yeah, I didn't know that was
That
also
one-
connected. I didn't know that was connected to UC. I thought it
If
was
you
just
watch that
something-
one, watch the movies.
absolutely.
Yeah, I know about that. I know about that
Condensing
one. I
it
know.
from 26 episodes to 5 movies was the magic for that show.
Yeah,
be
I know about
just
that
okay.
one in that case. Because that's just that's what I hear about.
Kama
No, we
Jojo
haven't talked about
Garo's
Garo yet.
next.
Yeah, Garo. Oh, man,
Yeah.
man, UC time. That's why, like, that's man, UC time, like, man, like, I got like, and that's why I'm just. That's why I was happy to watch G Clocks because it was so just fresh.
If you want to get the main UC story, it's the original Gundam series, Zeta, Double Zeta. That's like a perfect trilogy. Char's Counterattack, Unicorn, Hathaway, and then you're done. Because I love F91 and the stuff around it, but it's just a movie that was condensed from a full ass TV show, so it's like kind of hard to like. I can't just recommend
That
it.
show would have.
You need like
happened.
all the manga and the side material around it to really make it work.
Mm-hmm.
F91 is probably one of the most gorgeous Gundam productions animation wise, though. That thing is beautiful.
So F91 is a movie or series?
It's a movie. It was supposed to be a series. They ran out of money.
Yeah.
They condensed it into a
They chopped
13
it up.
episode series. They ran out of money, so they made it into a movie.
Okay, because F91 is usually like next to other
Yeah,
protagonists.
we mentioned Victory.
Yeah, we did
'cause
mention Victory. Yeah,
F91
it takes place like 20 years after F91, and it's after.
SSJ4 Jason also mentioned Gaia Gear. I didn't even want to bring up Gaia Gear.
I don't want to bring up Gaia Gear mostly because of all the sex.
I didn't even want to touch it, but that is also a thing.
You don't want to talk about what people do inside those mobile suits in that series.
Yep.
Rue says, I watched the original Gundam and Zeta and I skipped all around over the place because I'm an agent of chaos. That's one way to do it. Someone mentioned watching it in release order. I did that. That was a good way to do it, honestly. But timeline wise, if you want the core UC story, it's original Gundam, Zeta, Double Zeta, Char's Counterattack, Unicorn, and then Hathaway, because I think Hathaway is a big important chapter. And then you can watch Hathaway Part 2, which, as Hellfire mentioned, Hathaway Part 2 was announced as Hathaway Son of Bright, but now it's called Hathaway the Sorcery of Nymph Circe.
And I can't wait for that Gundam.
Named it that?
Yeah, they named it that.
Man,
I mean, I guess. I mean, we know, but
man, I can't wait for that Adventure Gundam viewing guy.
Yeah. No, the fun part too is I feel like the UC needs its own and separate video from everything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, wait, we forgot one. The Hello Kitty.
Oh, that's an alternate UC timeline where
yeah, it goes SD Gundam.
Yeah, that's the origin of SD Gundam actually, and then that becomes its own viewing guide. Remember, I looked back at my Gundam tier list. I made 4 separate videos because I was ranking everything, and I feel like that's what the viewing guide's going to end up being.
I can't wait for that. You need to bring back the whiteboard for that one.
I do. Also because I have to because of stuff in G-Quux, I now have justification to split off some of these UC projects into separate.
You need to Lala in the goddamn middle. That's the whiteboard.
I think I will. The high new Gundam, the Belchorska's Children is another alternate universe. When I do the viewing guide, it's just going to be anime. I'm not going to do the mangas because that's a whole mess. Oh my god, there's like 7 different alternate versions of Char.
Not talk about
all from Lala.
I would love to talk about the F90 project because I love the F90 stuff so much, but
you love the alphabet.
I do love the alphabet. Also, Bandai, where's my X and Z? They got Y. They got Y out with the Cluster Gundam. I'm still waiting on X and Z.
You mentioned, mangas. Let's not get started on light novels and radio dramas for Gundam.
Yep.
That's a rabbit hole on itself.
Hey, guess what? Garo's back, and the only place that actually wrote an article about it is Crunchyroll.
Wait, what?
There's some Toku nerd that works at Crunchyroll. Okay.
Godspeed.
So the 20th anniversary of GARO is this year, and the movie we're getting is GARO Taiga, which is going to bring in Saejima Koga's father, Saejima Taiga, as the main character in his early days as a Makai Knight.
Taiga.
This is smart. This is really smart because I thought Under the Moonbow was a. Taiga is Koga's father, Kaus, if you don't remember.
No. Yeah, I know that. It's none of that. It's that's the exact same name as one of the main characters in Yakuza. Literally the same exact name.
It's also Ultraman Taiga.
Yeah, but I think that was smart
because Saejima is literally his name.
Oh my god! Because I thought the movie was a fantastic finale for the Saejima timeline, and so when I heard they were doing a 20th anniversary something with the Saejima finale, I'm like, where can you go from Under the Moonbow? It was a perfect finale. But then going back to a young, Taiga is smart because you're still in the Saejima timeline, but you're not, but like it's not adding anything post Under the Moonbow. So this is really smart.
I think this is great. The horrifying part of it was when I started the trailer and it said distributed by Toei.
I was like, yeah, I saw it, like, huh? But it's just distributed. I don't think they have any production.
I don't think they have any production over it, but they're distributing it, which also shows you where financially TFC is as a company.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. They also have Zaruba. Zaruba is going to be Hironobu Hagiyama still. We've kept that going, which is great. And we also have some new cast members. So we've got Shoichiro Kitada is going to be playing Saejima Taiga this time, where younger Taiga, the original actor who played Taiga, did pass away. So
I do like if you go back to his armor, I do like the armor does look like because the big difference between Taiga's armor versus Koga's armor is the eyes are different and he had the cape, but like on the armor, it looks like he has like a little mini cape.
Yeah, he's got like a kind of like I think it's like where the cape would grow out of kind of thing. Like
yeah, I kind of like
yet,
that.
But it's kind of there, yeah.
I like that. That's like really cool attention to detail.
I love the red eyes are so prominent now.
Because red. Taiga's red, Koga's green, and Raiga's orange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like how they make it more prominent red. Reminds me of Sword, honestly, with the big red. Well, actually, no, all the anime girls with red eyes.
Definitely. Fuki is going to be played by Rika Kashima. She looks like our Makai priestess for this movie.
When we know Koga's mom, because we never know Koga's mom, right?
No, we haven't. We've never seen her because GARO has a bad habit of not showing the moms.
Yeah,
Japanese media has a bad habit of not showing the moms. I want to know who Luffy's mom is.
Well, we do. At least his adopted mom, at the very least.
Well, we know his adopted mom is. I want to know who looked at Monkey D. Dragon and said, "I will have a child with that man." That's my mystery myself.
Wasn't one the joke? Isn't like one of the longest jokes in One Piece is Crocodile's Luffy's mom?
Yeah, like exactly. Because that one time Iva was like, "I know your secret." I still want to know what Crocodile's secret is that only Iva would know. Anyways, moving on. I can make anything about One Piece. We also, this is kind of fun. Two of our villain characters, Byakuya and Jado, are going to be played by Kazuki Namioka and Toshiki Seto, known to Kamen Rider fans as Kamen Rider Sigurd and Kamen Rider Brave. So, Toei was like, "Oh, we'll distribute it, but throw a couple of actors in."
I mean, they don't look. I'll like say the Ryuga timeline. They don't look. I couldn't tell because they're under so many heavy makeups. Like, look at the neck. I love Zengitsu's actor. Look, he's came out of a Danganronpa game or something like that. Like, look at him.
I know, yeah. In the Raiga timeline, though, or the Ryuga timeline, it's like, oh hey, now Nagasawa just walked off the Hurricanes 10 years after set and onto the GARO one.
Is Bako the one we saw at the end of the trailer?
More like
yes.
Okay. Because I thought when I first saw the trailer, because I didn't see the cast, I thought that was Kiba because I thought it would be really cool. Because Kiba was a Makai Knight also.
He was.
So I thought it would be like. So I thought like, oh, well, it was really cool. They show like the downfall of Kiba and Taiga's friendship. Like
that would have been kind of neat. Yeah.
Yeah, it just become origin at that point.
Yep. Cass, what do you got thought wise on this? What do you got? Ideas, theories. Think it looks cool?
No, it looks cool. I want that sword.
I do hope Kiba's somewhere in this zone at the very least. Because I feel like
they'll save him as a surprise, like they did last time.
Yeah, because that was the big thing. Is Kiba was Taiga's
friend,
like
yeah.
friend and such. So like Guy and Juggler, they're like I feel like I would love to see the
He's gonna be like a third act
Anakin.
surprise reveal like an Under the Moon Bow.
That'd be great. That'd be funny and such. But like, so I'm really looking forward to this because like we don't know that much about Taiga at all, like and such. So it's really cool to find delve more into his time
Definitely
as a Mankai Knight. So I'm really looking forward to this.
And then
a
we get
lot.
to play the fun game of
US. Yeah, it will get released here.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm always down for more Garo, and it's definitely nice to see. We tend to alternate shows and movies, so I guess the next thing would be a show.
We Garo fans are small, but we're dedicated. Damn it!
All 7 Garo fans when they hear the word Garo.
I say this. I haven't finished Our Heritage Steel mostly because I need to go back and watch. I know Heritage you can't watch the previous Ryuga show, but like my continuity brain like Sentai Garo was like I need to watch the first thing first. I can't go jump to the
you gotta watch his bad show first before you get to his medium show after his amazing show.
Yeah, balance. It's called balance.
Yeah, the balance of first Ryuga show, kind of bad. Second Ryuga show, amazing. Third Ryuga show, not terrible. It's like he's got to balance it out. At least he didn't like go down in quality each time because that would have been depressing. It's just there was some magic in the air when they made Goldstorm that nothing else was going to top. Like it was just.
I need money, honestly.
I think it's not just money. It was just like this perfect balance of like the writing team and the actors and the action directors were just like everybody was cooking and they had enough money to work with. I think because Inheritor of Steel had some really great action scenes, but you could tell that they had a budget crunch because every other episode had an action scene, which is annoying in a Tokusatsu show when you have an action scene every other episode. You're missing something there. It's called money. All right. Digimon Times. So, Digimon decided we could do a Nintendo Direct too, and unlike Arc System Works, they actually had news for us.
I feel bad because I think overall the Arc System Works stream wasn't horrible, but I understand why people don't like it.
They massively overhyped it.
They did.
That's
shouldn't have done that.
I think what's I legitimately agree. I fully agree with Daisuke said and how AA games is super important.
Yes, I agree.
But why did they market it like he was about to announce a new AAA fighting game that was going to change the world?
Exactly. He missed the one more thing at the end.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Sadly, no. Bandai. Speaking of Bandai, is having a stream on Wednesday with more Digimon news, with Time Changer news.
And that's the thing is, I think that if you're going to do a presentation as just your company stuff that you're doing, you got to make sure you got enough for it. And you got to make sure you market it correctly. If you advertise it like this is going to change your life, you better have something really great,
what's nice about the Bandai one? They just straight up tell you, "Oh, we're getting a My Hero game, or Digimon news, and we're Tower." Like they just tell you straight up, like what you're getting.
That's exactly what I want to see out of companies. Like just set expectations because they try to be like, "Oh, if we're mysterious, people will be really hyped for it." But if people are constantly disappointed, they won't continue to tune in.
Problem with something like Arc System Works is a lot of the big reviews, like their fighting games stuff, are sadly mostly saved for
Evo,
big events like Evo or big companies.
They should have just been like, no fighting games. It's just our other projects, and that would have, I think, set the expectation better. Because I was hoping for an Under Night trailer for the new character or something, but all they had for Under Night was the game's out now, and if you want to play the new character, go to Anime Expo. I was like, you're not going to show us a trailer? Like, why'd you even bring it up?
Yep.
So, anyways, really happy though about this Digimon Times presentation because it was short and it was in English.
And can we say again, like you said, we have? Can we even say we're so back when we've never been this good before?
Exactly. What we've been saying is we can't say we're so back because we've never had it this good before. So let's start with the baseline stuff. The Digimon.
Digimon.
Long day. All right. Digimon Pendulum Color 6 Sayu Warriors and 7 Toho Braves. Not that Toho. This is going to be the next 2 Digimon pendulums now in color with all the features you would expect. They're 7,150 yen each.
Those are two new Digimon right there. Because one of them is because this guy relates to one of the biggest news on Digimon Day. But like God, because that's
What are
that's
their
clear
names?
18. I don't think we had them yet.
Oh, these are
I went
actually
dig.
new. Sorry, yeah, correction. These are the
I went
first new numbered pendulums since the Zero 25 years ago.
Yeah, I went digging for those two Digimon. I think one is part of the new. We're gonna get to the news, but I don't think the Song Wukong one, because that's a fusion
Yeah.
of Gakumon and Kawagamon and I forget the pig, the one that's clearly Pigsy from During the West. That was in Cross Wars, the pig girl. That's clearly a During the West DNA fusion, and it's like one of the coolest freaking things ever.
Yes, and
like,
we'll definitely get to
like
that when we get to the new digital world, because that's also part. This is a nutty stream. It was
you
14
know
minutes,
that
and they threw so much at you. You're like, oh my god.
did you know that Digimon is surprisingly really big in China right now?
Yes, it's been crazy. So moving forward, though, we do have a official Digimon Pendulum case. I guess I saw Zen and TCG making a whole living out of cases, and Bandai was like, we can't let someone else do that for us. So now there's cases. Then we have a new Godzilla versus Digimon figure, a Georosian Skull Greymon,
Look at this!
who
Look
is
at this! Look
creepy
at
as hell with the little like Greymon popping out of his back, or the little Agumon.
I, I always forget that weird missile Skull
Yeah,
Raymond has on his back. Like I love it.
it's real creepy, but it's cool. Digimon Beat Break is coming out in October, and we got the name of the protagonist, Tomoro Tenma, who is 15 years old. That makes him 1 year older than Marcus from Digimon Data Squad.
Let's say I think this is our own, like, not gonna try and all that. So I think this is like our oldest Digimon
No, he's
protag.
tied with Haru from Appmon.
I keep forgetting Haru's also like 15.
Yeah, it's
'Cause he
weird to
got-
think that like Marcus from Digimon Savers and Data Squad is not in the top 3 oldest Digimon protagonists, because he's 14, not 15.
you can't make me believe that.
I
He's
know
clearly like
that
he's
he
clearly
looks like he
16 or
pays
17.
taxes. I know, but like he's legally 14.
Same with Thomas. Thomas also 14.
Thomas, I think, is supposed to be like 17. I don't remember.
It's weird because Marcus is something 14. Thomas is like around the same age, and Yoshio's clearly an adult woman.
She's 18. Yeah.
They have Jotaro syndrome.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we
And
also have
Geckomon.
Geckomon, who's not a dinosaur.
Look at him. Look at him. I love him.
Once
So precious.
he's cute.
I'm so happy he's not a Digimon. I'm so happy he's not a
A
Digimon.
Dragon.
I'm
dinosaur.
not a dinosaur.
I mean, it's still gonna be a dragon because Gecko's.
Yeah, he's
dragon.
still a and he's also he's still a reptile type. The cool part is that Tomoro Tenma is named that probably because it's the 10th Digimon anime series.
I like that Geckomon's a different color than red or white. He's
green.
He's green.
And yeah, he wears glasses instead of goggles.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. More details in the future, because there's a Digimon Expo event happening in Japan prior to the show debuting, but they're going to air the first episode there, and so we'll get more.
You know what's my favorite thing
there.
about You know what's my favorite thing about Pokemon and Digimon coming out the same month is people are having the classic discussion about Digimon versus Pokemon evolution lines.
Yes.
And I love my favorite one is like, Pokemon, they just evolve naturally as natural animals. Digimon, if you like gave this food, a certain food to Digimon, your little reptile boy, you become a hot golf GF woman.
Yes.
Somehow.
I also like the one that was just like it was like Piomon, plant, evolves straight into bird.
No, my favorite one is like it's image of Emma Frost from Rivals, and then next to it is just Puss in Boots. It's like Emma Frost to Puss.
That's true. We got a new Digimon in the card game who looks like Puss in Boots, and he is the same level as Omegamon because he's a Jogress. He's a level 7 card, and he looks like Puss in Boots, and he's at the same level as Omegamon. And I'm like, okay, sure. I love Digimon.
I love Digimon. Yeah, I love Digimon.
All right. For Time Stranger, we got looks at at 2 new locations, this being Gear Forest and Abyss Arena.
We got a full, like, really cool, like, system trailer where it talks about, like, the gameplay system and everything.
Article.
Okay, right. Because they were, like, released the same time, this and that.
This was in the presentation. They showed the locations, and they're like, go check out the system trailer. We also got another shot of Sharkmon, who's new for this game. And that's
I love Skull Sharkmon.
And then Skull Seedramon as well. We got 2 new Digimon. And I gotta tell you, I love the fact, this is my favorite thing about Digimon, it's like with Pokemon, you get a whole wave of new Pokemon when they do a new generation. With Digimon, it's like, well, we feel like putting Puss in Boots in the card game.
Yeah.
So you just get them whenever. And so we got a system trailer which confirms several things for us. The Three Musketeers are all in it, not just Starmon, but Magna Kidmon and Gundramon.
Yes, Gundam, the famous
Yeah.
one.
And then
I love
we get like a bunch of other stuff and going over like the elements of the game that haven't been in other versions. There's new footage. There's all kinds of stuff to like get you excited about the game. You can like equip abilities to Digimon and stuff. And some of this came out in the
Digimon.
previews out of Summer Games Fest, but this is like even further.
You get
detailed.
Palmon Spider. You get Palmon Spider-Man, and you trip the village.
Yes. This game is just, we had to wait so long for it, but it was worth every day. It was worth every
You
day.
have a favorite?
Waiting.
Yeah, you have a favorite of the Three Musketeers? I think for me, it's honestly Magna Kidmon. I love Magna Kidmon.
The automatic response I have is Starmon, but Magna Kidmon's also cool.
What about you, Jerry? You have a favorite of the Three Musketeers?
Gundramon, what do you think?
Jerry loves Cows loves his America-mon.
I mean, that's been my gimmick since ever.
Yeah. All right. Digital World Shambhala. So we have a third digital world now, because we have multiple digital worlds, like lore-wise. We now have a
main one.
The main one.
The main one was Yggdrasil. Like that was the one, like in all the maybe not all the but most of the animes. The one in all the games, the two Time Changers.
And then now we have Iliad, which is in Time Stranger, but previously existed in other lore materials. Now we have Shambhala, which is completely new. And the artwork they put out for Shambhala is that it was created by Susanna Oman, who's getting a model kit this year. What a surprise!
Because fun fact, if people don't know, Susanna Oman is based off a Chinese god of Susano.
Yes,
and
hence why Sasuke can use Susanna Oman's powers.
No, hold on. Susanoo is a Japanese Shinto deity, god of storms.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's not.
He fought Orochi.
Because isn't there also? But isn't there? Because isn't there also? Because isn't there also? I might be twisting my terminology, but I swear there also is a Chinese deity also called like Susano also or something like that. Chat.
Someone Google it. I'll talk about Digimon.
I can tell that's supposed to be Susanoo though from.
Yes, because that might be a difference in like the number of O's and N's. So the administrator of this digital world is Kunlun. Hi, Iron Fist.
I think it's a mix of everything from what it looks like, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of like, in general, like Asian mythology.
That's what it looks like.
I love the island. It's the yin yang logo.
Yes.
Like,
the yin yang is the island. It is okay. So the administrator of each cyber world in power with King Drazel and Homeros is to ensure the stability of the digital world Shambhala. The host computer is called Kunlun. Shambhala is unsustainable situation only when it falls to be allowed to interfere. This is not the greatest translation. It has a fixed shape representing the Tai Chi pattern. Yep. So here's the heroes of Shambhala, which are 8 Digimon collectively called the Tentei Hachibushu. They are said to have been summoned to take up legendary Susanoo Oman's role of protecting Shambhala. So we have Shakamon, Amaterasumon, Kaguya-mon, Ryugumon, Inmamon, Nezahamon, Takudomon, and Erlongmon, which are
a lot of these are based on Chinese deities, and some of them are
also like, I think it's supposed to be Asian mythology in general because there is
some, Asian in general.
Yeah,
some of them are from like Hinduism, from China, and from Japan
and India.
Because especially because I'm a big fan of Drain the West, and a lot of that related. Because I know Erlongmon, Neziamon, and I think Enamon are clearly based off Erlong, Nezia, and Emma. Like they're all clearly based off those Chinese deities.
Yep. Kaguya is a Japanese deity, right?
Yeah. Kaguya, the Princess Kaguya.
Yeah.
Well, let me see which one's Nez.
Neziamon's the one with the giant wheels, which I love. Because Nezia is his big
Thank
thing.
You. Nezia is in Drake. That's the one who fought Wukong, actually. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Perrin in the chat said Toho Braze is Japanese-based, Seiyu Warriors is China-based for the 2 new pendulums.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, and also I think Shakamon looks very Indian-inspired, for sure.
Yeah,
so that's what we're looking at, is kind of like a mix. And
A lot of
the
these
artwork is very Chinese, like mythology inspired for sure,
a
though.
lot of these, I know a lot of these Digimon came from around like the Chinese mobile game
Yeah.
Digimon New Century, like Nezamon. I know such came from
Oh,
that
the
one.
V-Pets match the flag colors. I didn't catch that. That's genius.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So then there's like some more lore, and yeah, this artwork is very like Chinese mythology, like inspired with the way
That's so cool.
it's drawn. This is beautiful.
It's beautiful, really beautiful artwork here.
Reminds me of that famous waves painting right there on the left.
Yes, absolutely. But it does look like there's kind of like a 3-faction system going on as well, because of the way they've kind of grouped up the Digimon together into these art pieces.
Yeah. Which is really cool. Like, I love this new digital world they made, and like, me and my partner were kind of discussing, and like, we kind of discussed like, what if like Frontier, because I don't think Frontier we ever got like a full confirmation of what kind of digital world that was based on. So like, why we go like, what if it was actually in Shambhala this whole entire time because of not just his Onama, but clearly since it's based on. Yeah, because since clearly with the Tensei, they're clearly more mystical theme, and Frontier was very mystical heavy. It's the most like you kind of forget they're in a digital world sometimes in Frontiers. That like we theorize that like, oh, what if Frontier was actually in this server this whole time? Like,
it's possible because the mention of a third digital world is something that goes back many years. It's just never been detailed until now. And the Susanoo-Oman connection feels like that's intentional.
Yeah, because Yeager Shield is very much very like Christianity theme.
Yeah.
With your your angels and the royal knights. You have Iliad, which is Olympian theme, and now we have a clearly Asian, just I guess Asian in general inspired one here, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it is officially 3 areas. There's Yomi, which is the underworld. There's Sanmyoji, which is the island, and then Sanketsu, which is the sea. So there's like the 3 areas to it. So it was a little romance of the 3 kingdoms as well, which makes sense. But yeah, seeing a big exploration of Digimon mythology dropped in a presentation like this was really, really cool. And the fact they updated the website
Babe new Digimon lore drop.
Yeah, and it happened literally on a random Tuesday.
I know. I love because Pokemon, like you were talking like what's the difference between Pokemon and Digimon. Pokemon, while does have its own history and lore and all that stuff, is not as I don't say it's as important as
Pokemon wants specifically Pokemon wants kids to put themselves into the story, right? So it keeps things simple. It keeps things, there is a narrative, there is lore, there's connections, but it's a much more on a simplistic level, so that kids can easily associate and relate to it, right?
It doesn't help also that in Pokemon, the Pokemon themselves are at the end of the day animals.
Yeah.
Like you have your legendaries that are like some of the exception, but most of the time, most Pokemon are like animals with their own like biology and history. Like
whereas Digimon,
animals.
and I think why Digimon does appeal to an older audience by default, is a lot more complicated with lore, history, backstories, characters, world building, like exploration of like this world versus this world versus this world, and the Digimon, what their role is, and all this. There's all these layers to Digimon that don't exist in Pokemon, which is done intentionally so.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Digimon. I mean, we keep saying, but Digimon a lot of times is an isekai because it's telling the humans going to a separate universe practically.
And in the case of Koichi from Frontier, a literal isekai.
Yep.
Just was via stairs instead of a truck. Yeah, but that's the thing I think about Digimon. That's why I have a much more deeper knowledge and attachment with Digimon is because of all this deep lore stuff. More so than
the Digimon are actual characters with their own and stuff like that. Where Pokemon, well, with film assumptions are again you treat them as your best friend pet kind of thing. And their personality will grow from how you raise them and all that stuff. Where Digimon are a separate Gamamon, they can take care of themselves and stuff like that.
And I we had that whole conversation of it's really weird having to clean up Angemon's poop. Yeah.
the V-Pet versus the V-Pet style Digimon, and then you have the lore Digimon.
Which is also why I don't vibe with the V-Pet style video games because I'm like I want to do lore and character stuff. I don't want to clean up poop.
Where's it come from? That's so hard.
I mean, where does Susanoo-Oman poop from? That he looks mechanical.
No, remember, apparently according to Digimon Next Word, when you get to Mega and Perfect, they shed their anus. They shed their anuses.
That's right. Yeah.
That's one of our best segments ever
So
on the
good.
stream.
All right. Speaking of Digimon lore stuff, Yamato's band from Zero to the Teenage Wolves is releasing their first album. This is the funniest thing. You think they would have done this a long time ago? Because they did it
Zero
for.
Two.
They did it for what was it? I have it right here. I forget the name.
Was
of
it Try?
Yeah, in
Was it
Try. Yeah, Knife of Day, Yamato's like high school band. They did an album cover of like the band with like Gabumon as their mascot for like the song for that part of Try, and it's like, but they never did like a and you know, Blader said why in 2025. We already passed the anniversary for 02, I thought, but you know, I guess we're still kind of in the 25th for 02.
Scarborough Game also mentioned about the whole Digimon Pokemon thing. Digimon can be more a close friend. Pokemon's more like a love pet. Love pet.
Exactly. So there's going to be 2 different covers for this. This will, of course, include a vocal arrangement of Walk on the Edge, Yamato's theme from 01. You get Peak and Sea Blue, Golden Color Season, Alone on a Sea Cell, Our Melody, U2, Virtual Reality Renaissance, My Chord, The Key to Granting a Wish, and Toby Adore, some with new vocal arrangements. And those are all, some of them are songs that were on the original 02 like music releases, and some of them are brand new. And and some of them are, so it's like a whole mix of things. It's just kind of wild. They put out a single for The Key to Granting a Wish. It's just kind of wild that we went from like, you know, they had these songs kind of recorded for the show. They put them on some of the albums. They put them on some of the singles. They never did like a Teenage Wolves album, but now here we are. So cool. Digimon is weird, and that's why I love it. Also, how much is the shipping on this CD?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. You're CD collector now.
I'm in my CD era again. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm curious what it comes out July 30th for anyone wondering. Will it stream outside of Japan? Probably not, because we never get Digimon music streaming for some reason.
Well, no, we do, but like mostly the recent stuff. I think, like,
and it was always loopholes. It was always loopholes. It was like, you know, it was never like, what is it? The singles for Digimon 2020 are under the artist. No mention of Digimon.
Ghost Games were. They were Digimon branded.
Ghost Games were the only. Yeah, but that's the only time. like legitimately the only time. I'm gonna find out how much shipping is gonna be for this thing, because I have a feeling it's gonna suck. Find out together. Shipping is gonna be $27 on one CD.
You bundle it with something else.
Apparently, the shipping goes up if I bundle it.
Oh. Oof.
Yep. So I'm looking at $49 if I want this CD. I will think. Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, toys. There's some toys to talk about.
Oh, and we did get another look at Kaiser Greymon on.
We did. I felt like it didn't give us anything.
No, but like, guys, it still looks so good.
It looks great.
Oh, wait. You didn't get Professor Terriermon plush. Sorry, Assistant Terriermon.
Assistant Terriermon plush is great, and I wish they'd let me buy it, but you can't unless you're in Japan and have a Digimon Partners account.
I do. I still love that one screenshot of Time Street of the just Lopmon and Terriermon just together. Like they're like, you can't separate them.
No, you really can't. All right. Let's do the toy news that's not Bandai first. Let's knock this out.
All
right, so Transformers had a stream last week. They even acknowledged the fact that they are like the last ones to show Studio Series Megatron.
Yeah, I did pre-order him.
I did too, even though he was $60.
Look, and he's better than the Siege Mold. I'll take the hit.
Exactly. So we're gonna kind of this stream. Nate and Evan did a good job of this stream. This stream is like a month late in my eyes. In my eyes, this should have happened a month ago.
No, I'll say they did show stuff that wasn't leaked.
We didn't talk about the previous stream because there was nothing new. So this time we're talking about, you know.
What can we talk about? Megatron's box.
Megatron's box is fun. Why is he not centered in the open window?
I know, right? Like I get it. Like
why is he? I get why he's centered in the middle of the box. Why can we not center him in the window then? Because this looks ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Or move the cannon over. Move the cannon over a little bit. Something.
I know. Like I get it. I get Universal Box. You know, it's made for characters like Megatronus and
But they
Onyx
could.
Prime.
He has enough accessories. They could fill all that empty space with the accessories. But most of the accessories are wrapped in a burrito for some reason in the back of it.
It just you can like rip off. It's like my god.
It does. The Transformers packaging is, first of all, I hate the new boxes. Second of all, I really, if you have that much room, fill it out. Just stick all the stuff you can to make it look like it's worth its value. This is insane. People want, like, this is going to sell because it's Megatron, but this is like why Transformers don't sell well at retail and why you see stuff pile up, because the packaging does not show you what you're getting. Present the value. Anyways, enough about that. He looks good. I'm happy. I'm going to get him. He's great. It's nothing we haven't already seen at this point. So
Looks great. Infinitely better than the Siege one.
Yep. Psycho says you hate the new boxes, you had issues with the old ones. Exactly. I will have a problem with the boxes until they fix it.
Like, you think they're at least better structured than the old ones.
Yeah, they're at least better structured, but they're so bland.
The old ones crumble. The old ones crumble from their own weight.
Yeah, but these new ones are just so bland. They're just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I know some of these toys sell themselves, but like.
What were like the Marvel? I think the Marvel ones and the Star Wars ones, I think, fit with the new simplistic packaging style. I don't think Transformers does it.
I think it's also because it's that stupid red block logo we've had for 10 years that is just literally, it's a pre-installed Photoshop font. It's not even like they made that font.
I think it was also worse. It's humongous, because with Marvel Legends just the one line.
Yeah.
Here it's every line has, even the kid stuff. It's a variant. It's a variant of the style, just in different colors.
It's just it's like, and it continues to make me ask the question: why is Studio Series a separate line? Anyways, Grimlock does fill out his package. I find it funny they hid Wheelie.
They know no one want pooping Wheelie.
It's nice he's included. Thundercracker now available at Walmart in Canada.
It's good that they're getting a Grimlock release, because for the people who didn't, because I know people had a hard time trying to get
especially after they started making the other ones.
Yeah, and they said
I saw a lot of people online. They're like, "Oh, I'm not going to buy another Grimlock unless they make the other ones." And people are like, "They're going to make the other ones." They're like, "Well, I'm going to wait." And then he was gone. And then they're like, "Why can't I find him?" I'm like, well, anyways, I'm glad he's coming out again. It's just funny though that this is like this will be the second leader Grimlock shelf on a shelf at the same time, because the G2 one's out this year.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
The G2 one's the only Age of the Primes toy I've seen in retail this year.
I got very lucky in my looks then.
Yeah, I've seen nothing. I've seen some Studio Series though. But anyways, Thundercracker. It's the Gamer Edition Starscream in blue.
I still hate this mold. That stupid beehive in the middle of his chest.
And again, found in Canada at retail before reveal. Same thing for Mixmaster, but here he is. We already saw the Takara reveal of him. It was very funny having all four. I paid for all four components of Devastator before I was allowed to order the last two.
Yeah. I would say, since all the Constructicons are, and all the combiners are all 1 year, it makes it kind of want to get them on see more now, but I don't have to worry about. I'm pretty sure most stores have all these guys still in stock.
Yeah, they do. I think on Big Bad Toy Store right now you can order all the Constructicons like right at this moment.
Yeah, so like I might just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just bite it and just get all of them and all that stuff.
And then we got the other dude, Bone Crusher.
They did
and
say,
the combined
Evan or what?
Constructicon.
I think Evan or one of them said that there is no box set plan.
No box set plan for 2026 or 2027. So if you're looking for a box set, you might have to wait till 2028 at the earliest.
And even then, it might be the green color. It might be G2 or something like that.
Yeah, it may be G2, it may be Toy, but there's no box set plan. So if you want Constructicons in the next 3 years.
Yeah, the piece. Yeah, you just had to buy all of them separate.
Yep. Oh, is his name Scavenger? Okay. I am very much like not good at remembering combiner component names unless it's Predaking.
What about Onslaught? What about the Senticons?
Bruticus I sometimes forget that I mix up Swindle and Brawl somehow.
Oh, one's a car, one's a jet.
I know, but I mix up which one's Swindle and which one's Brawl, and I think it's a problem.
You're arguing old.
I am. I remember Ruination's names better.
Okay, great. Do we get your walking stick already?
They showed Elita 1 again, which is nice.
Again. That won't be November this year.
Guess so.
Oh wait, it is.
They showed Starscream, which Takara had already shown. He looks really cool. I like him. They showed KSI Widow, which I think had leaked or something.
I think so. I mean, like, because this
Yeah.
was it? She was gonna be what Stinger became the final film, right?
Yep. So this is the concept
Hey,
art of that.
another fembot in the
Yeah.
line at least, I guess.
It's really funny though. On the stream and in the render reveal, she's very like an orangey, and then it's just like nope. She's like a burgundy red, and then like in the render and the promo images, she's just bright orange. So I don't know
You know
what
what
color she is.
It's weird because the burgundy red, you know what that reminds me of? Remember what was it called? RVO Swerve?
Yes.
What was it? Was that
the
Swerve
one that was
that had
like
to
you
be
could only get with a
car
car
dealership or
purchases.
something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The colors remember that.
Because I like the colors of it as she's seen on the tray table, and I hate the colors of it as seen in these promotional images.
You don't like mango?
I don't like
a
the mango.
color?
I like the more burgundy red.
You must be you're a Nico Robin fan, not a Nami fan.
We know this. Hey, I still like Nami though. They showed that the next Timelines 2-pack of Bumblebee and Megatron in their Hearts of Steel looks. They said they're going to be available at Comic-Con. They're not Comic-Con exclusives. They'll be on Pulse